Ladies and gentlemen, happy holidays, happy new year. It has been a wild year, but hopefully better times are ahead. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Where's some wood? Okay, I really hope you've been able to take some time over the holidays to catch up on some sleep. We all know that when you're well rested, you look better, you feel better, you're happier, you get more done, all that good stuff. And of course, it's not just about catching up on hours, it's about getting good quality sleep, which does not mean tossing and turning at night, right? So actually falling asleep and staying asleep. So today I want to share with you 5 tips on how you can fall asleep faster in maybe like 10 minutes, right? With some practice, maybe even 5 minutes. Personally, I've acquired these skills through 21 years of vigorous trial and error experience. Quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor, at least not yet. But I am confident that these tips will help you sleep a little better at night, and if they don't, please don't sue me, much love. But I'm telling you, these tips help me sleep like a rock at night. This was a picture of me yesterday. I was out cold. You know, I haven't always slept well, right? I've definitely had nights where I've tossed and turned. My body is exhausted, but my last brain cell is doing something like this. Anyway, if you can relate even remotely to that, this video is for you. And I really hope that these tips help you sleep a little better at night, so here we go. Step 1, lay down on your back and keep your eyes closed. So these sound like really simple steps, but they're very important. And now I know some of you may like to sleep in different positions, right? Like on your side, on your stomach, some of these other popular ones and whatever this is. But I promise you, lying on your back really helps with the relaxation exercise we're about to go through. And you can change to a different position later on if you really must, but I highly suggest you start on your back. And the other part is to keep your eyes closed. And again, this sounds super simple, but very important. For whatever reason, I always find that the moment I open my eyes, whenever I'm trying to fall asleep, it doesn't matter how relaxed I am, it's just like boom, everything resets, I'm wide awake. This effect does not work in the morning when I'm trying to get out of bed, unfortunately. But honestly, just keep your eyes closed. Like, it sounds so simple, but it can make a huge difference at night. Great, so you're on your back, eyes closed. Step 2, breathing technique. So this is a fun one, and I swear I have this down to a science. I'll actually make like a guided meditation which will walk you through all the steps, and I will narrate it with a deep British accent. I'll include the guided meditation in a link in the description, which will be available for free because I love you. Yeah, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. Real talk, there's no jokes. It's actually a guided meditation for sleep. I'll explain it here to give you some background, but the guided meditation will walk you through what you want to hear before bed, I guess. Right, so you're lying on your back now, eyes closed. You want to start with a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And with each breath in, you want to try and focus on a particular part of the body that feels kind of tense, whether it be your back, your shoulders, your neck, anywhere really. And with each exhale, you want to release that tension, almost like you're sinking into the bed beneath you. You want to try this about 3 to 4 times. So big deep breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, focus on relaxing in general, the different parts of your body. And once you get there, you want to switch to breathing through your nose only. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I'm a mouth breather, why does that sound so offensive? But every time I breathe through my mouth, I always find when I wake up, my mouth is super dry, I've been drooling, I have saliva everywhere. It's just not a good experience. So try to breathe through your nose only. And as for how fast you should breathe, I like to use a slightly faster than normal breathing rate, or abbreviated with the convenient acronym. So why? Well, if you've ever heard someone breathing while they sleep, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
It's for like a YouTube video. I needed some audio. Yeah. It won't happen again, I promise.
You gotta be kidding me.
I swear. Anyways, if you've ever heard someone breathing while they sleep and they're like not snoring, you'll probably notice that it's a slightly faster and deeper breathing rate than their normal resting breathing rate. Hence, safnibra. So to find your safnibra, you want to inhale till you feel a slight resistance and then exhale immediately, just letting the rib cage do its thing as it contracts. And then once you hit like the bottom of that natural exhale, you just inhale again. For me, it sounds something like this. Great, so you're lying down, your eyes are closed, and now you're breathing properly. Step 3, switching off. This is kind of fun. This is like another body scan meditation technique. And what you want to do is that with each deep breath in, you want to focus on a particular muscle or muscle group. And with each breath out, you just want to focus on it switching off. You can do this from head to toe or toe to head. I like to do it toe to head. So starting from the toes, imagine these are my toes. As you inhale, really focus on the toes. And as you exhale, just imagine them relaxing. The way I like to think about this is it's almost fading into darkness. So you inhale, focus on the foot. Exhale, imagine it fade into darkness. Work up to the lower leg, the knee, the upper leg, and then you work all the way up the body. So from the torso, the arms, the face muscles, the scalp. And I'm not kidding you, if you've done this properly, you'll get to a stage where your body literally feels like it isn't there. You're so relaxed that it's like you don't know if your arm is bent, if it's straight, if it's outside, on the sheet, below the sheet. If you actually try to move, you physically need to think about where the limb is. Your brain needs to turn it on, and then you need to, it's weird. It's weird, but it's very cool. And don't take my word for it, try it out for yourself. But yeah, at this stage, your body should be super, super relaxed. Ideally, you don't move, but this is when if you really need to move to, let's say, a more comfortable position, let's say you just like sleeping on your side, now would be the time to make the switch. Just remember to keep your eyes closed, breathe through your nose, and you should be able to relax super quickly again. So hopefully all is well so far. The body is ready to sleep, but what about the mind? Step 4, acknowledge and let pass.
This is like a metaphor for life. The more that you fight with the things that bother you, the more worked up you're going to get, the more energy that it's going to drain from you, and the more control that it will take over your life. Only when you come to terms with it, only when you accept it for what it is, even when it's difficult, and you find the strength to move past it, that is when whatever stressor you're experiencing loses its power over you.
If you like that, check out the guided meditation recording. If you didn't like that, I'm sorry. But look, the point is the mind will wander. It happens. But fighting your thoughts will only make it worse. If you actively push it away, you say to yourself, I can't think about this, I shouldn't think about this. If you try to push it down like that, it'll only come back and stress you out more. You get more frustrated and you can't sleep, and it goes on and on. Your body physically starts to heat up, especially with these emotionally fueled thoughts. You're playing back old arguments, you're imagining these situations and scenarios, and it jumps from one scene to another scene. And I've been there. You know, I've done that. I try to go to bed at, let's say, 10 p.m. and somehow it's 3 a.m. and I'm all worked up. Like, how could Stephanie do that? I don't even know anyone named Stephanie. So if this applies to you, try this. You're having your moment. Pause, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, whoa, I'm thinking about this argument, this moment, this memory. It was a rough time for me, but it's not happening now. And then try to let it pass. Gently let the visualizations fade. If they come back, that's fine. Acknowledge them again. Thank you very much for coming. It's time for you to go. And then gently let those visualizations fade. When you acknowledge these thoughts for what they are and you let them pass, they lose their power over you. It's kind of tough to imagine it, but you gotta try it. And another note here is that it's okay to let the mind wander. You can create your scenarios and whatnot, but just be wary of the emotionally fueled ones. Those are the ones you want to reel in. But if it's upsetting or stressful or scary, these are the ones that you want to say, look, I acknowledge it. I'm having this moment, but I'm gonna let it pass. You are the captain of your own mind. So take control. But on that note, that brings us to step 5. Find your happy place.
Oh my god, yes!
Okay, maybe find your peaceful place. If you really want to focus on something to kind of take your mind off other things, try to picture a really peaceful scene. You can imagine like a nature scene, I don't know, like you're knitting something, whatever makes you happy, right? The way I like to think of it is that I use like the back of my mind, that visual cortex, and I use that area of the brain to kind of create an image in the mind. But to give you an example, this scene for me, as cheesy as it sounds,
I liked to picture a mountain range, a whispering lake with the northern lights dancing in the night sky, the stars carving out a beautiful silhouette of the Milky Way galaxy, and in the back, gently playing, was the melody to A Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay.
If anyone wants me to read bedtime stories for them, send in your requests. If anyone wants me to stop speaking in accents, send in your requests. And of course, like we said before, you can let the scene shift as long as they're like emotionally neutral thoughts. Nothing too personal, nothing story related, no plot, okay? This isn't a movie. If you're having one of those thoughts, just again, reel it back in, I'm having a moment, acknowledge, let it pass, bring it back to a peaceful scene. And if your mind really still wanders, it may help to focus on your breathing. One thing I like to do to keep the mind occupied is just to focus on the stomach, to feel that rising and falling sensation with each breath in and out. Just something small and trivial to occupy the mind, right? Thinking just enough to keep up your breath. Right, so those are 5 tips on how you can fall asleep a little bit faster at night. I know it sounded like a long time for me to explain it, but trust me, once you get good at this, they can take like 10, 5, maybe even 2 minutes. So to summarize, 1, start by laying on your back and keeping your eyes closed. 2, focus on your breathing. So take a few deep breaths in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and then switch to breathing through your nose only at a slightly faster than normal breathing rate. Step 3, that body scan switching off, slowly switching the body off for the night. Step 4, the mental game, right? Acknowledging these emotionally fueled thoughts as they come and then letting them go by. And step 5, maybe trying to focus on something else, right? Whether it's your breathing, imagining a peaceful scene, just gently taking your mind away from those emotionally fueled thoughts and into something more peaceful and relaxing. And if you do all these steps, before you know it, you've drifted off to sleep and you're waking up to sunshine the next day. So yeah, I hope these tips help you sleep a little better at night or fall asleep just a little bit faster. And if it does, please let me know in the comments. I think that would be super awesome to hear. Let me know if anything didn't make sense or if certain things don't work for you. Let me know what keeps you up at night. Always feel free to reach out. And on that note, I hope you have the best sleep tonight, the sweetest of dreams, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Good night.